I'm with my good friend and ambassador, Mark, at the Renaissance still, having coffee. He's having coffee, I'm having tea, because I'm losing my voice again. I don't know why I keep losing my voice. But Mark is, or was, Special Forces. He's a professional diver, instructor. You can do free dive, which I'm thinking about doing. And he's a fantastic human being. And he's got a new book, or he's writing a book, because of all the amazing things. He's got some amazing stories. But tell us about your book.
Yeah, the book's called The Killing Tree. I'm just waiting for permission to publish it.
It's written already.
It's written. I'm waiting to publish it from the authorities to check it out. It's about my time when I was in a thing called Black Squadron. I was in the SBS, then I moved on to Black Squadron. It's primarily about my time in Somalia in the 80s when they were going through some problems with dictatorships, etc. It's quite graphic, a bit gory, but I hope it can get published because some good people didn't make it, but a lot of bad people definitely didn't make it, so I want to share that. And there's also, it shows you what governments actually do. They tell you one thing and do something else, which I think we all know. So as soon as it's out, I will let you know. It's called The Killing Tree.
So a reader, once he reads it, what does he come away with it from?
I think probably it's quite raw. I've written it in the third party. It is about me. It is about my team. But I've written it as if it's not me. They will come away with that perhaps conflict isn't as nice and clean and as friendly as people think. And it's quite frustrating from someone that's served when you hear people on TV and the media saying, well, they shouldn't have done this. We had a Marine in the UK. He was in Afghanistan, and there was a Taliban that had killed lots of his friends was dying, so he shot him. And he made a bad comment when he shot him, bearing in mind he's just seen all his guys killed. And he got put in prison. And everyone was saying how bad and what he did was wrong. But come on guys, when you see your friends killed, and just saying a bad word, you know, they need to see the truth behind it. And this is a very raw book. It's one of three. It's the third of three stories I have to tell.
Okay.
Called The Killing Tree. And when it's out, I will let Dr. Fantastic know.
Okay. Now, I also know that you're a article writer. Tell us about The Fat Sweaty Man.
The Fat Sweaty Man was an article I wrote in Malaysia. I used to live and work in Malaysia, and we used to see a lot of sex tourism over there. And a lot of them were Germans. And a lot of them were fat, sweaty Germans that wore nylon shirts, white t-shirts, and we'd all sit and watch them talking to all the girls that were working. And we knew the girls that were working because they're nice girls. And I just wrote this article. Someone asked me to write a brief, funny page on my for them, and I wrote it. Called it The Fat Sweaty Man. I couldn't say it was me because the people I was working with.
So you weren't the Fat Sweaty Man?
I weren't the Fat Sweaty Man.
Oh, okay.
It was about my observations, and everybody loved it. I would hear people discussing it in pubs, talking to me about the Fat Sweaty Man, and they didn't know I wrote it. So it was pretty cool and quite
It was
fun.
a pseudonym.
Yeah, I couldn't write it as my name because I was working with very important companies out there. So I just.
But now we all know who the Fat Sweaty Man is.
I don't care now.
Not really, because we don't know who you are right now.
We all know it's all about German sex tourism, basically,
Wow.
and what they got up to. And I talked to the girls, and they would tell me some of the stories.
Oh.
And it was good fun. So people look forward to Fat Sweaty Man.
Yeah, it's a great title. I'm going to call this interview the Fat Sweaty Man interview.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, Mark, thanks for the interview.
No worries.
Have a fantastic day, my friend.
And you, my friend.